Prince William has already started. Not someday, not when Charles dies, right now. And by the time I finish showing you all 20 things he's done, things you can look up yourself, you'll realize Camilla's position was over the moment Charles got sick. Today we're going through 20 verified actions, from the sister he fired, to the title he won't give her, to the grandmother role he completely blocked her from. Everything is documented, everything is sourced. And number 15? That's the one that sent a shockwave through Camilla's entire inner circle. But number 20 is what got me. Because it proves William has been quietly building toward this moment since 2005. Most people think William is sitting around waiting for his turn, that he's merely the dutiful son, head down, doing what he's told. They're dead wrong. He's been making moves, calculated, deliberate, documented moves, for years. And once you see all 20 laid out together like this, you can't unsee it. The pattern is unmistakable. Let's get into it. And this first one happened just months ago. Number 1, he fired Camilla's sister from the Duchy. July 2024, William officially takes over the Duchy of Cornwall, and his very first act tells you everything. He removes Annabel Elliott from the payroll. The Telegraph reported she'd collected several £100,000 over nearly 20 years, hired without competitive bidding purely because her sister married into the family. Fox News and Hello. Both picked up the story within days. William ended it with his very first signature as Duke. That's not housekeeping, that's a statement. And everyone heard it. Number 2, he replaced Camilla's people with his own. But he didn't just remove Camilla's sister, he filled the gap with his people. William Van Cutsum and Harry Aubrey Fletcher, 2 men he's known since their Eton days, both godparents to his children, were brought onto the Prince's Council to advise on Duchy operations. Hello! Magazine reported this within a week of the Annabelle story breaking. GB News confirmed it days later. So follow the sequence. Fire Camilla's sister on Monday. Install your own childhood friends by Friday. That's not reshuffling. That's a hostile takeover in a velvet glove. Number 3. He blocked Camilla from being grandmother to his kids. And here's where it gets personal. Because what William did to Camilla's family role is even more devastating than what he did to her financial connections. According to Angela Levin, the royal biographer who wrote Camilla, From Outcast to Queen Consort, William made it crystal clear that his children have 2 grandfathers, but only 1 grandmother. And that grandmother is Carol Middleton, not Camilla. Never Camilla. Levin wrote that in the Wales household, Camilla is simply the wife of his father. That's the title she gets. George, Charlotte, and Louis don't call her grandma. Don't treat her as grandma. She doesn't get birthday parties or bedtime stories or school pickups. Diana's place as grandmother is sealed, protected, permanent. And Camilla gets to sit with that reality each day, knowing nothing she does, no birthday card, no Christmas gift, no public smile, will ever change it. William drew the line, and he drew it in permanent ink. His children will grow up knowing exactly 1 grandmother's name. And it's not Camilla's. Number 4, Kate wears Diana's jewelry at each major event. Now, stay with me here because this next one is subtle, but it's devastating once you see the pattern. Kate wears Diana's sapphire engagement ring daily. That's well known, but it goes far deeper than 1 ring. Diana's Collingwood pearl earrings at state events. Diana's diamond pieces on Remembrance Day. People Magazine, Marie Claire, Cosmopolitan. They've all tracked it across dozens of appearances. At each major moment, Kate is wearing something of Diana's. And Camilla? She has no signature jewelry role in the family. None. Diana is present in that household through her jewels, through her daughter-in-law, through everything William and Kate have deliberately chosen. Camilla stands next to it all, wearing someone else's crown and borrowed time. Number 5. He named his daughter after Diana, not Camilla. Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. Say the full name out loud and listen to what's in it and what's missing. Elizabeth, for the Queen. Diana, for his mother. Two women who shaped William's life. And Camilla? Not a single syllable, not a middle name, not a courtesy nod, absolute silence where her name could have been. That birth certificate is permanent, carved in stone, and each time that little girl's full name is read at a state occasion for the rest of her life, the world will hear Diana's name echoing through the halls of power. Not Camilla's. You can't amend that. You can't spin it. It's done. Number 6, he made Carol Middleton the real grandmother. And look, maybe you're thinking William isn't close to any maternal figures. Wrong. He's extremely close to Carol Middleton. Angela Levin told The Sun that Carol makes William feel secure, comfortable, and protected, that he doesn't have to worry about what he says or be responsible for her emotions. The children spend enormous amounts of time with Carol. She bakes with them. She picks them up from school. She's at their birthday parties, their sports matches, the messy everyday moments that make someone a real grandparent. Camilla has nothing remotely comparable. No private weekends, no cozy traditions, no inside jokes with the grandchildren. William chose his mother-in-law over his stepmother for the most intimate role in family life, and he didn't even pretend to think twice about it. Number 7. He took over the majority of Charles's royal duties. When Charles's health started failing in early 2024, someone had to step up and carry the monarchy through the uncertainty. And who filled that role? Not Camilla, William. He carried out over 150 official engagements that year alone. Investitures, state meetings, charity appearances, the full weight of the crown schedule. He became the visible face of the institution, while Charles recovered behind closed doors and Camilla faded into the background of event photos. And here's what should terrify Camilla. The public didn't merely accept it, they welcomed it. William working, William leading. The mental transition already happened in millions of minds. The ceremony is a formality at this point. Number 8, he launched homewards. Diana's cause, not Charles's. We're getting closer to number 15, the one that sent a shockwave through Camilla's entire inner circle. But look at what William chose as his defining legacy project. Homewards, a 5-year initiative to end homelessness, backed by a £3.8 million pledge across 6 UK regions. The Big Issue and Fox News both covered the launch extensively. And the origin story? It goes straight back to Diana. She took young William to homeless shelters when he was a boy. She held his hand and walked him past people sleeping on cardboard so he'd understand what life looked like beyond the palace gates. 25 years later, her son turned that childhood lesson into national policy. Not Charles's environmental campaigns, not Camilla's reading groups, Diana's work, Diana's values, Diana's boy, all grown up and building something permanent in her name. If that doesn't tell you whose legacy matters in that family, nothing will. Number 9, he's building homes for the homeless on Duchy land. And it gets more concrete. 24 homes for formerly homeless people are being built on Duchy land, free land donated under William's direction, £3 million invested, completed autumn 2025. The Sunday Times and ITV News both reported on it. Charles used that estate for luxury property developments and artisan food brands. William is using the exact same land to house people who were sleeping on the streets. If you want to understand how radically different William's reign will look and feel compared to his father's, that single contrast tells you everything. Diana's values didn't fade. They're being built into the actual foundation. Number 10. He attends the Diana Awards alone, March 2024, the Diana Legacy Awards, the 25th anniversary. William stood before the cameras and said, "My mother believed young people can change the world." Harper's Bazaar ran the story. Kensington Palace released the full remarks. Where was Camilla? Nowhere near it. Not in the audience, not backstage, not sending a message of support. Diana's legacy events belong to William and William alone. He doesn't share them. He doesn't extend courtesy invitations. He certainly doesn't allow the woman who helped break up his parents' marriage to stand under a banner bearing his mother's name and smile for the cameras. That space is sacred, and Camilla knows better than to ask. Number 11. He built a global empire that doesn't include her. Now here's something most people miss entirely. While Camilla hosts book readings and afternoon teas, William has been quietly building something she could never touch. The Earthshot Prize, 5 continents, £50 million over 10 years. Kate Blanchett, David Attenborough, and Queen Rania of Jordan sitting on his council. London, Boston, Singapore, Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro, a different world city every year, each ceremony drawing global attention. Newsweek called it the most prestigious environmental award in the world. And in 5 years of red carpets, celebrity panels, and international headlines, guess how many times Camilla appeared? 0. Not once. Not a single Earthshot event. Not a mention. Not an invitation. William built something that puts him on a world stage alongside presidents and Nobel laureates. And Camilla has absolutely no role in it. None. When he stands at those podiums, he isn't Prince Charles's son. He's his own man with his own mission. And that mission was born from a promise he made to George, Charlotte, and Louis, Diana's grandchildren, not Camilla's. Number 12. He didn't wish her a public happy birthday. Twice. This one sounds small until you realize what it signals. Camilla turned 70 in 2017, and the Daily Mail reported what should have been a routine story. Except it became a scandal. Neither William nor Harry publicly wished her happy birthday. No Instagram post, no press statement, no courtesy nod. The Daily Mail called the silence expected to be addressed because it was that obvious. At a time when the palace carefully choreographs each public gesture, the absence of a birthday message isn't an oversight. It's a deliberate omission. The same family that releases coordinated statements for state visits and national holidays couldn't find 2 sentences for their stepmother's 70th. That silence wasn't forgetful, it was architectural. Number 13, he skipped Easter with Charles and Camilla twice. Easter 2024. William and Kate didn't attend the royal gathering. Easter 2025. Same thing. 2 years running, William chose his Norfolk home and the Middleton family over the traditional royal Easter service with Charles and Camilla. News covered both absences. Both times, the optics were obvious. Empty seats where the future king should have been. Camilla smiling for the cameras with a noticeable gap beside her. Once as a scheduling conflict, twice as a message stamped and delivered. Number 14. He asked Charles to reduce his workload and got denied. Robert Jobson reported in The Windsor Legacy, published November 2025, that William actually asked Charles if he could scale back on royal duties during 2024. Charles told him to think again. And here's what matters. William asked. He wasn't ordered. He put in a request as an equal, not a subordinate. That tells you exactly how he sees himself inside that institution. Independent, self-directed, operating on his own terms, not the Charles and Camilla playbook. Number 15. The firing sent a message to Camilla's entire network. Remember at the beginning I told you number 15 is the one that sent a shockwave through Camilla's inner circle? Here it is. When William removed Annabelle Elliott from the Duchy, it wasn't just about one person losing a paycheck. It was a controlled detonation. Marie Claire, The Telegraph, and People magazine all reported the same thing. It sent a signal to each person in Camilla's orbit, each friend, each connection, each loyalist who'd been enjoying Parker Bowles' privileges for 2 decades. Annabelle was hired in 2005 purely because of who her sister married. No bidding process, no competition, just bloodline privilege dressed up as employment. William killed that arrangement with a single decision. And according to reports, Charles and Camilla had to scramble to find Annabelle work elsewhere at Balmoral to soften the public humiliation. Let that sink in. The future King of England cut Camilla's sister from the payroll, and Camilla couldn't stop it. If he can do that now, with Charles still alive and sitting on the throne, what exactly do you think happens when there's nobody left standing between them? Number 16. Kate is already planning William's coronation. We're almost at number 20, the one that proves William's been building this since 2005. But first, Yahoo Entertainment reported in January 2026 that Kate is already in charge of planning William's coronation. Not hypothetically, not as a thought exercise, actively. With timelines, with ceremony details, with real decisions being made right now. Because of Charles's precarious health, the preparations are underway. People inside the palace aren't asking if William takes the throne anymore. They're asking when. And when that day arrives, when the crown physically moves from one head to another, Camilla's title, her access, her position, all of it disappears overnight. Number 17. He was given royal warrant authority. December 2025. William and Kate were officially named grantors of royal warrants, the power to endorse brands with the royal seal. News and Town and Country confirmed it. That authority is typically reserved for the most senior working royals. Charles didn't hand William a ceremonial title or a nice piece of paper for the wall. He handed him real, tangible economic influence over British industry and commerce. And notice who was quietly, conspicuously left out of that elevation. Camilla. Number 18. Kate's Diana tribute at Trooping the Color 2025. June 2025. Trooping the Color. Kate arrived wearing a teal-green dress with white trim that was, and multiple outlets noted this, strikingly similar to Diana's 1988 outfit at the same event. Same color palette, same designer, Catherine Walker, Diana's absolute favorite. Mind Food and several fashion publications covered the tribute. At each major event, Diana honored, Diana remembered, Diana present, and Camilla standing 3 feet away, watching Kate channel the woman whose husband she took. Imagine living inside that moment. Number 19, his hardest year, brought him closer to Kate, not Camilla. William publicly called 2024 the hardest year of my life. Kate's health crisis, Charles's diagnosis, pressure from every direction. Robert Jobson documented the toll. Fox News covered it in November 2025. And in his darkest days, who did William turn to? Kate, the Middletons, his private church community. He even became more religious, attending services quietly and alone, searching for something Camilla and Charles couldn't give him. His entire support system during the worst year of his life. Each name, each shoulder he leaned on, each late-night phone call. And Camilla wasn't on the list, wasn't in the room, wasn't even in the conversation. When everything fell apart, William went to the people he actually trusts. And that group has never included his stepmother. Number 20. William has been preparing for this since 2005. And here's number 20, the one I told you would change everything about how you see this. William has never, not once, publicly called Camilla mother or stepmother, not in 20 years. Since the day Charles married her in 2005, William has maintained a quiet, calculated, deliberate distance from this woman. Angela Levin documented the pattern. Robert Jobson wrote about it in detail. Each major royal biographer over the past 2 decades has noted the same thing. He built his own power base piece by piece, year after year. The Duchy, his hand-picked circle of advisors, Kate and the entire Middleton family as his emotional foundation. He made Diana's memory the cornerstone of his household, not as a tribute, but as a declaration. He replaced Camilla's influence at each level, financial, emotional, symbolic, structural, and he did it all without raising his voice, without a single public confrontation, without giving the tabloids a single headline they could twist against him. He smiled at state dinners, he shook hands at garden parties, and the entire time, behind every polite nod and every careful photo, he was methodically removing Camilla from his future. That's not a grieving son acting on impulse. That's a future king who decided 2 decades ago that Camilla would never be part of his reign. And each thing you've seen today is proof that he has been executing that decision. Quietly, strategically, relentlessly, move by move, year after year, ever since. 20 actions, not gossip, not tabloid speculation, not someday predictions. Things Prince William has already done with his own hands. He cut her sister from the payroll, blocked her from his children, built a global empire that doesn't include her, and quietly assembled a power structure where Camilla has no seat at the table. And now, after seeing all 20 of these documented facts laid out in sequence, you finally understand why. Because every move this man has made for 20 years leads to one inevitable conclusion, and it ends with Camilla on the outside, looking in at a kingdom that was never going to be hers. But William isn't the only one who's made his feelings clear. 20 of the biggest celebrities in the world looked at Camilla, looked at what she represents, and said, absolutely not. Click here to find out which 20 celebrities flat out refused to meet Camilla. And number 14 genuinely shocked me.